Lyrics and Lies is up in this piece. Money Green, Shades on the mic.
My mic sounds nice. Check one.
There we go. Go ahead. Salt and pepper or seasonal. Which one are you? So what's the what? What's going on? For starters, let's give a big congratulations and shout out to Kevin Hart for standing up and letting his balls hang, showing the world how big his balls are. Kevin Hart was the host of the upcoming Oscars.
He is the host.
Well, he was the host of the upcoming Oscars 2 days ago, and 48 hours later, he's no longer the host. So it turns out that people went back once he was announced to be the host. People went back, looked at his Twitter tweets from 8 years ago, 9 years ago, and saw that some were homophobic or threatening or hurtful to the LG. Dang, they added all these letters. LGBTQ and whatever other letter is added to that community. And the Oscars told Kevin, after this little hoopla came up, Kevin, please apologize or you're not going to be able to be the host. And Kevin said, I'm not going to be controlled by these internet folks. They're trolling, they're doing this, they're doing that.
8 years ago?
So I'm going to let my balls hang and I'm going to decline being your host. And I'm not apologizing because I've apologized about all this stuff years ago. So let these fuzzy balls hang on y'all. And I'll catch y'all later. Y'all hopefully nominate one of my movies in the upcoming year. Big ups to him for that. Because that's a rough place to be in. You look forward to being the host or something like that. He probably never imagined it. And once they announced it, he was happy that I guess I'm not even going to say open him up to a new community because Kevin Hart is just worldwide.
Just another step for him.
I don't even think it's a step. I think it's another accomplishment.
Yeah.
But all them people know who he is.
Yeah. And he's loved by a lot of people. So he already has, like you said, he's already apologized. Plus, the number one person out there, Ellen, loves Kevin Hart.
Well, the number one person out there with a perm, Cat Williams, does not love Kevin Hart.
Okay, we're not going to go back to that.
So the Oscars should call Cat Williams and let him be the host.
He's not going to get it either.
And he has a recent resume.
Because they're going to go back 3 years.
Of what he said with Wanda. No, but Kevin Hart was not malicious in what he said when he used the F word, the F-A-G word. I don't even use that word anymore. I stopped using that word years ago, but I did used to use it. Growing up, we use it so much because of Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy used that word so much, and it was used so much in the 80s and 90s that we were trained to use that word. We were conditioned. We were just socialized to use it.
But it didn't have the same meaning, or it doesn't have a meaning like they're putting on it right now.
Well,
we said it.
Some of it.
Sometimes, but sometimes it wasn't because you be talking among your boys and be like, you acting like.
I don't know what that was you did, but that was terrible. You gotta get you a keyboard. But we use it, and sometimes we use it in a bad way. But that's why I had to stop using it because I realized the power with words and all that good stuff. And that was ages ago. But I stopped using the F word. I stopped using the N word. So those are the things that I've been stopped using that stuff.
You sure?
I don't want to
spit.
Yeah, I don't want to let that type of poison and venom come out of my mouth. I will say curse words, but those are 2 words I don't use, and those aren't curse words. But they are degrading, even if you don't use them in a bad way. You can say term of endearment or whatever you want to spin it as. Tribe Called Quest, try to do it with the N word and explain it. I just don't use it. And I don't really get on people that use it, but I don't use it. But Kevin Hart, he uses it in 2 different ways. One way is a joking way. and he put it at the end of a few F words, cutting on somebody. So he said, "You fat face." It just goes with it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't say knucklehead. It just wouldn't sound right. Because you have the words that begin with F and they're single syllable. So that word went with it. You fat face. So that's a joke. Now the one where he said if he caught his son playing with dolls or whatever, he'd pick up the doll house, do whatever, break it up. My son's not going to be a... He could have been saying that jokingly or facetiously, but I can see how someone can be offended by that. Offended to the point of him not being the host, that's a little too far, but a lot of gay men run Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see how that can really make them feel uncomfortable or make them want to flex on Kevin. And they probably thought he was going to apologize. And that's my boy, let his balls hang. Let them nuts, let them fuzzy balls do their thing. Be a man and he stood up for his thing.
You just want to say that.
It was serious. He was a man about it. And the woman can do the same thing. They can loosen up their bra straps. But they can just take the bra off and just go braless and let them things hang. Like the Lady of Rage says. Let me loosen up my bra strap and let me put my bra wrap. So, next up, R. Kelly. In New York, they had a preview of the upcoming documentary about R. Kelly and the quote-unquote alleged victims that had to deal with him. All the people, all the women that he put through hell.
Locking them up in a room in the house.
Yes. And there's a documentary. I think it's a 5 or 6 part documentary.
Oh, it's less than that song, huh? Because that was a 15-minute song that he apologized about.
Oh, yes. So they had a screening for him for the documentary. And there's a bomb threat. Not a bomb threat, but somebody called and said there's a shooter in the audience. They about to shoot everything up. Y'all better get out of there. So
what?
So they had to shut that down. Now I heard through a reliable source that the person wasn't really talking. The person who made the threat was singing. I think it was R. Kelly.
He was singing.
He sung what he had to say. He said,
What?
"There's something about this documentary make me go crazy.
OMG.
And girl, I really like your freaky style."
Really?
But he probably called that now. Come on now. Now he has a lot of fans, but R. Kelly found out the name of the place, the phone number of that place, and told his assistant, "Call this number." And he did what Calvin did for Dwight Howard. They called that place and got that thing shut down. But we gonna see it anyway, R. Kelly's. And we love R. Kelly's music, but dang, I hate when people whose music we enjoy or whose art we enjoy or who people that we love or whatever, they do bad things and now you have to put them to the side and you be like, man, I can't even mess with you like that no more.
I'm wondering about all these women coming out against R. Kelly. I mean, as we can see with all this, he has a problem. But does he know he has a problem to the point that he feels that he needs to get help?
No, he knows he has a problem. He has to know he has a problem. You just can't go around here peeing on people.
I don't know. He started a trend because people started doing that.
And well, they were giving golden showers before that, but people are normally of age. And a lot of women were into it. I know some women that were into that.
Hey, so I'm just saying.
Yeah, and the women were the ones urinating on the men. Yeah, and they would go in the bathtub. And that's how they would kick off some of the foreplay. Yeah, we got some freaky people out there. Some people say, I don't even know if that's free. That's just nasty. But yeah. but it happens. It happens. I think it's more common than people think. So I look forward to watching that documentary. Man. Anyway.
Do we know when that's coming out?
January, I believe. The first or second week of
what?
January.
Okay, now. That's soon.
And then he gonna R. Kelly gonna call her.
He gonna call in.
It's not gonna work. And we'll talk about him later because there's a lot I want to say about R. Kelly. But that bomb threat happened. Either as a crazy fan of R. Kelly or R. Kelly and his camp did it.
Shut it down.
Up next is Will Smith and Willow. As a matter of fact, we're not even going to put it that way. We're going to say Willow and Will Smith. Have you heard about that?
No, you got me on this one.
When she came out with the song, I'd wave my head back and forth and do all that
Oh,
kind
I
of
remember
stuff.
that song. Mm-hmm.
And she was super famous, you know what I'm saying, at that point. Will wanted to, I guess, hedge on that, or what you call it, piggyback on that and do something right after it. Like, all right, we going after this. All right, now we gotta do this because now you're right here in this area and you gotta come out with a new song and you gotta do this. And she was like, no. And he was like, no, you have to do this. She was like, no. And people normally did what he said in the house. And he said that's the first time somebody put him in his place or didn't
go against
give it. Yeah, she went directly against him. And he was upset. And Jada was backing him up like, yeah, you got to do this. This is your chance. But Willow was like, this is not what I want to do. I had to hit. That was fun, but I don't want to do that. And just to show you how much I don't want to do it, I'm cutting my hair. So that's why she went bald.
Oh, okay.
And I remember all this stuff came out back then. And people was like, nah, that's just the tabloids. But it turns out she was rebelling. So
was that at Jada's red table?
I believe Will said it. Either at a red table in an interview or some maybe Willow said it. I can't remember it, but that's when they backed off, and he was just expressing how he had some difficult times with her back then. But she knew what she wanted to do, and she knew what she wanted to be, and she stood up for herself. And more kids need to do that, although from our community, most of us get our asses whipped or get knocked the hell out for going against what our parents say. But
this is a way to do things. This is a way and how to do it. I think that not all parents, or some parents are coming around now with listening to what their children want to do. Sometimes we can't be living vicariously through our child because we didn't get a chance to do something, and now they're in a place where they can do it. So you push that on them, but we have to listen to what our children want.
In many cases, it's like that. Now, in their case, it's not like that because Will definitely wasn't living vicariously through her. He just knew the iron was hot.
And while it was hot, you keep going
right
on it. You keep on going on your 15 minutes of fame. And
when
she felt like, okay, it was nice and good, but I realized this is not who I am and this is not what I want to do.
Right.
And hey, that's fair.
It's very fair.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked in her favor. And they have a better relationship now. So, leads us to Dame Dash and Lee Daniels. Now, for those that know, Dame Dash, formerly of Rockefeller Records, helped start Rockefeller Records and helped mold the careers of Jay-Z and Beanie Siegel, State Property, Kanye West, and a lot of other artists. He was doing Rockefeller Films and doing a lot of things outside of music, but he gave Lee Daniels his first shot in movies. He loaned him some money because nobody would mess with Lee Daniels. This is way back in the day, in the early 2000s. Lee Daniels took the money, did the movie, paid him back. Then he tried to do another movie and it wasn't getting any money from anybody in Hollywood. So Dame Dash gave him more money, and I believe it was $1 million, $1 million or $2 million or whatever. Lee Daniels took that money, made the movie, and never paid Dame Dash back. Then they went to arbitration years later after Dame caught up with him with the lawyers. He said, okay, I'll put you on in the Butler, or I'll put your name as production in the Butler, something like that, so you can get paid. Didn't do that. Dame hadn't gotten paid, so I believe it was last year. Lee Daniels was at a Diana Ross concert. Dame Dash rolled up on him in the middle of the concert. Where's my money? About to knock your punk ass. Where's my money? Wait, hold on, Damon. I kept calling him Damon. Damon, okay, Damon. Yes, Damon. Good ending of the story. They came to an agreement recently where some monies were sent to Dame Dash. So Dame Dash is cool. There's no more beef. Everything was handled.
All I knew about with Lee Daniels is, our girl Monique.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's about it.
Well, Monique has a residency in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I heard about that. And
Right.
she lost some more weight.
And that starts soon. And she
Yeah.
dances her ass off on
Don't she?
Instagram.
I seen her. She was
Yeah.
getting down.
She works it all the time.
Yeah.
She does at least, once a week or something, she does her thing.
Mm.
So, speaking of music and all that, Meek Mills came out with an album called Champions. Have you heard it yet?
No, I have not
Oh,
had
come on,
a
you
chance
slipping.
to hear. You know why? Because I think because I'm not a fan of Meek Mills, and that's probably why I haven't listened to it. Heard he was on the T.I. show too.
It's the bomb.
It is.
The album is the bomb.
We'll check it out then. We'll see for
Check
myself.
the album out.
That's on my to-do list, y'all.
Right, and some highlights. LMA is on there. The rapper you don't like, Rick Ross, is on there.
You had to let everybody know that. Didn't
Yeah, we gonna talk about that one day. Jay-Z is on there, and he is
Really?
straight fire across the board. For real, that's probably the most talked about part of the album, but the entire album is good. So big up to Meek Mills on that, representing Philly. Tony Braxton and Carrie Lewis. All right, well, Tony Braxton went on Red Table Talk with Jada. Her and Jada are best friends. Did you know that?
No,
Yeah,
I
they're best
never
friends.
see Jada on none of the Braxton's family shows.
Right, because Jada ain't stupid. She ain't been there with them crazy ass women. Jada been in Red, but Jada was her maid of honor, I believe, at her wedding.
Okay.
Her ex-husband, Carrie Lewis. Tony Braxton went on Red Table Talk talking about how men are the new bitches because she had to pay alimony when they broke up, and that really upset her. Men are the new bitches.
That's what she said.
So all these years we didn't hear from Carrie Lewis. Mr. Mint Condition. Real quiet guy, real cool guy. Actually, somebody tried to put me in contact with him some years ago. He came out from nowhere and said, I'm going to set this record straight because you ain't talking this trash to me. First of all, as the father of your two sons, it's not healthy nor cool for you to refer to their father as a bitch. Second of all, when you and your lawyer brought the prenup to me, I didn't have a lawyer there. That's a major point. Why didn't I have a lawyer there? Because I didn't request a prenup. But you and your lawyer insisted that I sign a prenup, and I just went ahead and signed it. He agreed to whatever they said. He just went ahead and signed it, and it turns out they said they're going to pay him money if they break up. He said he was chilling one day, and he got a phone call from Tony, and she said, payments are going to start on such and such date. They're going to hit your account. He was like, all right. But all this was her doing, not his. So he set that record straight, and a few people jumped in and clapped or congratulated him or talked about how good of a person he was, one being Will Smith's first wife. So the woman before Jada, she came in and said, oh, Carrie's the man, real respectable. I'm glad you such and such, such and such. You're a great father, you're a great person. It's nice of you to eloquently speak or whatever. Whatever she said something bigging him up. So hopefully that's it for that. Tony has really let me down. You know, me and Tony had a thing in the 90s. She ain't know about it, but that was my baby. And she has really let her stock just plummet.
Well, she let her stock plummet when she started with Birdman.
And that's when her stock plummeted.
And her
with me.
stock went down ever since, and now she want to be wretched like that.
Oh, my goodness.
But my thing is the truth. I mean, you know that somebody's going to clap back when you're talking about them, and you're going to turn the story around and make you look good. So my thing is, all these years, Carrie never said anything, even since they've been on the Braxtons, anything. Nothing was never said about their relationship. And it stayed that way for so long. Why out the blue, even because this was a red table, didn't mean this was a time for you to air out that kind of laundry,
Tony,
which was wrong.
Tony has been keeping her name out there by doing stuff like this, dealing with. I can't believe she's with Birdman, but
I
dealing
can't.
with
But
him.
she done lost the ring, didn't she? She can't find out.
That's another way to keep yourself in the news.
Yeah,
Little
that
stuff
ring
like
is
that.
not lost. I'm gonna tell you that ring is too big.
What
to
if
be
it never
lost.
was lost?
It's not. It's just something out there.
What if it's just insurance fraud or something?
It could be. We don't know.
Just say $5 million ring.
Let's just say that.
$5 million ring. Do you put that in your luggage? That stays in your finger.
Is that the same amount as Mariah Carey's ring was?
I don't know. But that stays.
That's some high stage. This is some high stage money for engagement.
Yeah, that stays in your finger. But we're going to leave Tony alone because
We're going to leave it right there.
Yeah, she would never unbreak my heart after all this BS. And last but not least, Cardi and Offset.
I like it like that.
Yes, they supposedly have broken things off. It has come out that Offset was trying to set up a threesome.
Yes, I heard
with
that.
2 women, one of which he was having sex with already. And he was trying to get her friend to join the party. And one friend leaked the screenshots of and a video of them talking on FaceTime. So talking to each other live. And you clearly see Offset talking and you hear him talking or what have you. And I guess homegirl, I guess Cardi just had enough of all this talk and everything. And I love the statement that she put out. I love how calm she was. Love how cool she was. And she was like, okay, we've been going through some things for a while. And they're not working out too well. So I'm gonna have, and she just left it like that. And it was real peaceful and amicable, the way that she worded things. So hopefully she's not too hurt, and she still has the world at her disposal. Like the world is her oyster right now. She's the hot thing right
Well,
now.
how long they been married? Like 5 months?
I think exactly 12 months.
Oh, so it's been a year.
Yes.
Okay, so she didn't really get that annulled. There doesn't need to be really a divorce, but maybe not because they got a child.
No, get a divorce. Get a divorce.
Because they got a child involved too.
Yeah, get that divorce.
But I don't think they should have got married in the first place.
He got caught out there messing around right before they got married.
Yeah, so I'm really shocked that she went all the way. I don't know. Maybe she thought that if they got married, that would stop it, and that's usually is not the thing. If he started with that, he's going to end with that.
Or she was just enjoying what he was saying and what he was doing to her, and she just got overwhelmed with it. And she just overlooked a lot of
Well,
stuff.
I guess I'm just going by the words of her song about how she felt about him, and you know, her feelings about him. So I guess I'm going off of that, and I think she really thought that things, or she could turn things around in a relationship, that it would just be him and her, which we see as him, her, and her, and her. And
yeah,
her.
Offset doing this thing, and they gets busy. They gets busy, but hey, he's a young guy with a lot of money.
Right now, it's probably not a good time for him to get married.
A lot of fame and popularity.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to stay faithful when you got all that going on.
And he likes women, so he shouldn't have gotten married. It's that simple, but he did it, and it's over with. But hey, she left the door open for him to act right and come back later. So that's the what. Make sure if you go to an R. Kelly screening for the documentary, that everybody is frisk or you wear a vest. If you loan Lee Daniels money, you may not get it for 15 years, but you still may get it. Don't mess with Tony Braxton because she on some BS right now.
Yeah. Now with the Lee Daniels, you said you still might get it, but look what you had to go through to get it.
You had to get it. You just
You
catch
have
his
to get
ass.
indignant to get your
Right.
money back.
I don't even think it was about Dame Dash being indignant. You know, Dame Dash is he has boxing skills.
Yeah.
But I think what did it was, Lee Daniels is a gay man, and they were at a Diana Ross concert. Dame Dash wasn't there initially. Someone called him. That's how Dame Dash got there. So I think the only reason why Lee Daniels paid him is because he's gay, and a lot of gay men live for Diana Ross. And if you live for Diana Ross and somebody interrupts you while Diana Ross is performing, oh, you ready to kick some ass. So he probably pissed off that he couldn't spin and twirl and snap his fingers because he had to watch out for Dame Dash's fist. So he was like, you know what? I can't have this. People interrupted me while Diana Ross is on stage. Nah, I'll forget that. So that's probably why he paid up. And next time she comes to town, he can watch her in peace. So that's it for the what? Lyrics and Lies is out.